Big news coming in from the United States of America. Donald Trump has been found guilty in the hush money criminal trial case. It's been a landmark decision. A 12-member jury found Trump guilty on all 34 accounts. This was in the hush money case, remember, and marks the first time a former US president has been convicted of a crime. 2 days of deliberations, the jury has concluded that Trump falsified documents to conceal a payment intended to silence an adult star, Stormy Daniels, ahead of the 2016 elections. Trump could now face a maximum sentence of about 4 years in prison. Incarceration may not bar him to campaign or even to assume office if elected, if he decides to go ahead and contest. Defiant outside the courtroom, Trump has vehemently denied any wrongdoing. He has even vowed to appeal. Remember, he's maintained all of this is politically motivated against him. But the conviction comes at a time when the country is gearing up for presidential elections, and he's simultaneously fighting these legal hassles. Trump will have to now prepare for a longer legal battle. The landscape in the United States will have to brace, especially when it comes to the conviction that will be announced.
It's a disgrace. The millions and millions of dollars that are spent daily on this case, outside it looks like it's Fort Knox, like they're guarding this. I've never seen so many policemen. Now with Columbia University, you can plant a tent right in front of the main door, no problem. NYU, just put your tent up, don't worry about it. Over here, but I just want to say that this is a very sad day for America. The whole world is watching, and it's a very sad day for New York. I've gone through 2 of these trials already. It's with the same kind of a judge. It's all worked. It's all rigged. The whole thing, the whole system is rigged. Judge Engoron was overturned 5 times in my case, and he's going to be overturned again. And we were treated very, very badly. And the outside world is watching, and the outside world is just not going to bring their business to New York. And that's going to cost the city trillions and the state trillions and trillions of dollars. Businesses are leaving, and people are fleeing. So you can see the quotes yourself.
The crime that they are accusing President Trump of is falsification of business records. But I think everybody knows he is not the bookkeeper for his company. President Trump is innocent of these charges.
That the defendant, Donald J. Trump, is guilty of 34 counts of falsifying business records in the first degree to conceal a scheme to corrupt the 2016 election. And while this defendant may be unlike any other in American history, we arrived at this trial and ultimately today at this verdict in the same manner as every other case that comes through the courtroom doors, by following the facts and the law and doing so without fear or favor.
So let's get a live update in this case. Joining me now from Washington, D.C. is senior journalist Rohit Sharma for the latest on that. Rohit, good morning. Good morning, Indian Standard Time. But tell us, how big is this being seen in the USA? Because he's not just Donald Trump, a former president. He's likely or could become, has the possibility of a future president as well. So tell us about the case and what does this really mean? What happened?
So essentially, and as you said at the beginning, it is historic, right? I mean, there hasn't been a single US president who's been convicted. So it is historic. But, the next steps of, after the conviction, that is, the date is July the 11th. That's when the sentencing would take place. Now, falsifying business record carries, maximum sentence of 4 years. But because Trump doesn't have any prior convictions and, the actual prison time is uncertain, Judge Merchant could very well opt for home confinement, probation, or very lighter form of supervised release. So it's all uncertain at this point in time. What is the most important thing is the voters, right? We're talking about how this is going to impact the outcome maybe of November 5th. There was a recent poll done, I think on Tuesday, where most of the Republican, voters said they would stand by him even if he's convicted. So it's not going to change the needle in that sense. I mean, he's still going to be the presumptive nominee. He's still going to go on July 14th and, accept being the Republican nominee. But as far as moving that needle, I don't think that's going to change. I mean, there have been a lot of talk about, if conviction could possibly put Joe Biden as a front runner. Pundits here believe that is not going to happen, regardless of whatever, sentence is. The only thing that will happen is probably some independent voters might think that they probably are better off with Joe Biden. But his base is really, really strong. And we've seen time and again, whenever Trump is in trouble, he always comes up strong. So again, that's what the Trump campaign is hoping for. But again, America is in a very uncharted territory right now.
Rohit, also tell me this. How has been the political campaigning been meanwhile? What have been the Democrats up to? And for Donald Trump, he appears to have been winning almost all the primaries. How is it proceeding right now when the elections are getting closer? July, if I'm correct? Or is it, when are the elections expected and scheduled in the country?
So elections are on November 5th.
Okay.
I mean, the conventions, the DNC and RNC conventions are in like 2 weeks apart in July. And the first debate between Joe Biden and President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump is on June the 27th. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that will happen between now and November. But again, as I've said, there's a lot of pundits here believe that this conviction is not going to impact his base. In fact, they think he's going to probably emerge much more stronger than this.
All right, Rohit, appreciate you joining us with the perspective coming in. Remember, it's going to be a historic one. And importantly, if at all he wins, will he be able to continue and be elected in office? How will that be seen in America? Thank you so much, Rohit Sharma. And the details coming in from USA, we'll keep an eye on what's been unfolding.